The NFL season is halfway through, and we're joined by our NFL experts, Chris Edwards and Andrew Vendelis, to tell us what teams need to hit the panic button and what teams can hold off for another couple weeks. So guys, first up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs coming off the 2 straight losses, but still at the top of their division. Andrew, do they need to hit the panic button?
Absolutely not. They're playing great football, and when you think about their 2 losses, they only came against arguably the best trio in all of football and the Oakland Raiders, who are finally starting to get their groove and keep it competitive in the AFC West. I mean, Derek Carr is arguably like the best young quarterback in the league, and they're not having a team or quarterback crisis. Alex Smith is having a career year, and the only panicking should be with the defense and how many yards and points per game they're giving. But that's it.
That's what I was about to say. Like, there's definitely like some reason to like kind of move towards the panic button. Like, to your point, like I'm not worried about the Chiefs offense. I think they're just a little bit in a funk. But the Kansas City Chiefs defense has been terrible ever since week 2. They're actually 31st in the NFL. That's like second worst to actually the Oakland Raiders. Kareem Hunt's going to be fine. Alex Smith is actually playing some of his best football right now. Travis Kelce is a great tight end. I'm not worried about the offense at all, but I think the game coming up, which we're about to talk in a minute, is against Denver. If they don't win that game, that can kind of like teeter on like what they can do later on.
I mean, but when you think about it, Alex Smith has a 15-0 touchdown to interception ratio, and if he can keep that up against the best rushing defense and one of the best passing defenses,
but if your defense doesn't help you out, you know, like if he gets tired and the offense kind of gets into a funk, everything kind of.
But they also have
the next team that you just mentioned earlier, Denver Broncos, also coming off of 2 straight losses. One of those being to last place Chargers, though. Chris, do they hit the panic button?
I'm hitting like 2 panic buttons right now. If you see this, I'm hitting a panic button.
Absolutely.
Because you got shut up by the Chargers, who were just a trash team in general.
Stadium.
And B, the fact is, like, they have, like, the worst scoring offense right now. It's, like, literally dead last in the league. They're only averaging about 10 points a game right now ever since week 2. If you let Trevor Siemian try to beat you, you are going to lose. The
thing is with that, they're handling the departure of Peyton Manning. It's like they've had, like, a 2-year hangover carrying on. What are they doing? Who is their franchise player? I mean, their defense has been consistent, but they don't really have a standout star on the offensive side, and that worries me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They do have standout stars. They have some like one of the best wide receiver duos in the game.
But they don't have a leader.
Yes, they have Demaryius Thomas. They have Mio. I do agree. Like at the quarterback position is very questionable.
You need someone to really kind of command the field when your offense is on.
What happened to Von Miller?
I don't think
no offensive commander. That's what you're saying.
Yes, no offensive commander.
Defense is the issue at all?
It's all about reciprocation, and the defense is more than carrying their side of the load. But I'm hitting the panic button because you need to help your defense out.
Yeah, absolutely. If they don't have like a run game, because C.J. Anderson is a great running back, but in the games where he does not have like more than like 20 or 40 yards, they lose. He only had like 2 games where he had over 100 yards. Those are 2 out of 3 of the Denver's wins. Ever since then, no wins at all. So they need to get the run game going.
For me, it's just that there are too many questions and not enough answers.
Absolutely, and I think you hit it right on the head. Life without Peyton Manning's been pretty tough for them. They're having a hard time adjusting.
Rough.
Got used to that luxury pretty quick. So guys, last team we're going to move on to, Atlanta Falcons. 3 straight losses. You doing all right?
No.
It's going to be okay. And they just got whooped in that Super Bowl rematch by the Pats. So, Andrew, they hit the panic button.
Chris, I'm sure you can answer this. Where is the same amount of electricity and efficiency that they had last year? Where are the big scoring games? They're 21st in points per game. And it's bad when you're top 10 in yards passing, but you're 21st. You're not putting up the amount of points that you did. You're not really making the offense as efficient as it was last year.
Here's the thing, because like when I was doing research, like there's still a top 15 offense. There's actually a top 15 defense right now, like all around. That's not the problem. You still have the same personnel players as you mentioned. You still have the former MVP in Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, the best running back duo in Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Why aren't you utilizing those players?
Exactly.
Why? The coaching staff.
No, it's a combination of things. It's a combination of players not executing. It's also a combination of bad play calling by Steve Sarkisian. Because everyone is at fault
something
here.
Isn't clicking. There's a disconnect between the players and the offense, and it seems like Steve Sarkisian. So with that, I agree with you. And it's bad when Matt Ryan all last season threw 7 picks, and now he has 7 already.
Like 7 touchdowns, 6 picks. It's ridiculous.
That's what I meant.
And when we're talking about like the last game against New England in the rematch, some of those plays, like if you look at the box score, you think, oh, Matt Ryan had a great game. But in reality, he didn't because some of the throws that he made were just really terrible.
Let me say, it feels a little weird talking about the Broncos and Falcons struggling for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get there. But that's all the time we have for this block. Don't panic because Ellie will be headed to the hardwood to discuss some rookies in the NBA.